Good afternoon, I'm the modern warfare historian, and today we will talk about the V-2 rocket. Last time we discussed on how it works. Today we will learn how it was developed. Now, let's get started. The Treaty of Versailles, signed after the Central Powers' defeat in World War I, stated that Germany could not develop a lot of things, and artillery was one of those. To go around the problem, the German army started to look around at different ways of shooting the enemy at long distances. One of these ways were rockets. The first design in the German Army Research Program was the aggregate first. The A1 was the 150 kg, 1.4 meter long rocket propelled by a 2.9 kN engine. The pressure-fed system burned alcohol and liquid oxygen for 16 seconds. There was only one flight attempt that blew up on the launch pad on December 21st, 1933. The A2 was an improvement version and flew 2 times, in December 1934, to altitudes of 2.2 and 3.5 kilometers. The A3 was started in February 1935, when the Army allocated $500,000 for 2 new test stands at Kummersdorf. It was a 748 kilograms, 6.74 meters long rocket, propelled by a 14.7 kN engine for 45 seconds. On December 4th, 1937, the first launch failed. The parachute deployed 3 seconds into the flight, and the engine cut off prematurely 4 seconds later. 2 days later, the second flight had a similar problem. Launch 3 and 4, with parachute disabled, still had engine failures. The problem was that when the rocket rolled for more than 6 degrees per second, the computer would shut down the engine and deploy the parachute. The team, therefore, started to work on the next one, the A5, a similar machine, but with improved aerodynamics. It was a 900 kilograms, 5.82 meters long rocket, propelled by a 15 kN engine. 25 all-up models were built and flown, some several times. Some with no propulsion were used for dot test to improve the aerodynamics. All of these lessons led up to the A4. Who was behind all of this? The main brain behind this was Werner von Braun. He was the main designer, especially in the propulsion. He did controversial things that will be analyzed later, but his contribution to the space sector is undefinably big. After working with Germany, he became the #1 man at NASA, bringing humans to the moon. Other important people are Major Walter Dornberg, V-2 program leader, Obergruppenführer Hans Kammler, who coordinated the military attacks, Arthur Rudolph, propulsion, Walter Thiel, propulsion chief, Bernhard Tassmann, gun equipment, Ernst Steinhoff, scientist, Kraft Arnon Ehrke, propulsion, Ludwig Roth, designer, Hans Fischner, control systems and electronics, Konrad Dannenberg, designer, Walter Riedel, designer, Erich Walter, workshop chief, Kurt H. Debus, flight test director, Oskar Holderer, aerodynamics, Fritz Müller, guidance and control, Ernst Stullinger, guidance, Walter Jacobi, scientist, Dieter Grau, engineer, Eberhard Ries, production manager. All of these people work from the Peenemünde Army Research Center, built in 1937. This was where the V-2 were tested, developed and built. Because of the importance of this facility, however, it attracted Allied attentions that, with the help of Polish resistance, decided to bomb the research center. The production was therefore moved to Mittelwerk, and in underground tunnels, to avoid interruption, and near the end of the war, von Braun's team was moved to Austria, before surrendering to the USA, where they worked on the USA space programs, thanks to Operation Paperclip. To build all of these, slave labor from concentration camps was used, and a lot of them died building the structures and the rockets. Modern rockets are reliable from the start because we now have analysis softwares and a better understanding of how it should be done. However, this was not possible during World War II, so the Germans had to do a lot of test flights. In the description, if you're interested, I'll leave a link to the list of all test flights, German, American and Soviets. Von Braun's team decided to design other variants for the V-2 that never saw mass production. The A4 submarine launched ballistic missile would have been towed by a U-boat near the US eastern coast, and the rocket would have been fired from underwater. The A4B/A9 was a winged version of the A4. During the descent phase, it will have glided towards the target, trading speed for more range, from 320 kilometers to 750 kilometers, and this enabled to hit targets in the United Kingdom from Germany itself. 2 test launches were made. The first one was a complete failure, while the second was partially successful. A wing broke off. However, the A4B managed to become the first wing-guided missile to break the speed of sound, and even reached Mach 4. Other designs were not even built at all, such as the A6, that used different propellants, and some say that this would have been used as an uninterceptable reconnaissance aircraft. And yes, for rocket designers, it's normal to design things like these in their free time. The A7 would have been a glider design for the Kriegsmarine. The A4 was a longer variant of the A4 with storable propellants, probably kerosene and nitric acid. And now we get to where the fun begins, namely the America Rakete, the Japan Rakete, and the A12. The America Rakete, called A9/A10, was a two-stage intermediate range ballistic missile. To ensure enough accuracy, guess what? They decided to make it pilotable. The design had a 1670 kN thrust motor burning diesel and nitric acid for 50 seconds. The Japan Rakete, called A11, was a three-stage ballistic missile, and if used with a kick stage, it could bring 300 kilograms to low Earth orbit. Otherwise, it was just an ICBM. The first stage was with 6 engines, the second was an A10 stage, and the third was an A9 stage, hopefully without a pilot. The A12 was a 4-stage orbital rocket capable of 10 tons in low Earth orbit. The first stage would have had 50 engines because why not? And in the next episode, we will look at the World War II usage of the V-2. Thank you for watching, and remember to always weld correctly the wings of your rockets.